Hi guys, so like I said in the previous video, today I'll be talking about the Certificate of Proficiency, which in this video I'm going to call COP for short because that's what it's referred to on this BACP website as well, and who's got time to keep saying Certificate of Proficiency, right? It's a mouthful. So this video is going to be for anyone whose course is not accredited, or for people who are counsellors in a different country but would like to come and work in the UK as a counsellor. So you'll need to do what is known as a Certificate of Proficiency, and I'm going to talk about it in this video and explain the process behind it and everything that you need to know. So if your course is not accredited by the BACP, it's not the end of the world, and I'm so sorry if I've made it seem like it's the end of the world, because I know I've gone about make sure your course is accredited, make sure your course is accredited. I know I say that all the time, but if it's not, that's absolutely fine, because there's a COP which you can do to still become accredited. So once you finish your course, or you started your course already and you're like 1 year in, 2 years in, and you realize it's not accredited, or you're an international counsellor from a different country who would like to move to the UK, you can do the COP. So what is the COP, Certificate of Proficiency, from the BACP? They say on their website it is a standardized assessment of the skills, knowledge and abilities required to be a professional counsellor or psychotherapist in the UK. It represents the minimal level of competence that clients have a right to expect from you as a counsellor or psychotherapist. So what do you need to know about this test before you take it? I don't think I've mentioned this, but the COP is exclusive to the BACP. I don't think other governing bodies do the COP, or if they do, it's probably a different type. I don't think they call it by the same name, but the COP is specific to the BACP if you'd like to then become a member of the BACP as a counsellor or psychotherapist. So it's done online, it's free. When you book online, you choose the time and the date that you'd like that works for you, and it's good to book it a few months in advance so that you have enough time to practice and prepare and everything, and I'll get into detail about that later. The test is a multiple choice assessment, so you'll probably be given like a case study, a scenario, and you have to pick multiple choice questions. And I think for some questions where you can pick more than one answer, they'll specify that you can pick more than one answer. You'll get a login so that you can access certain things and you can practice for the test with a login and password that they give you. You'll get a sample case study 3 weeks before the assessment, but I think you might get 2. One is at least 3 weeks before the assessment, which you can practice online as many times as you want. It's not the actual one, obviously, that will be in the assessment. It's just a sample case study, so you have an idea of what kind of things and the format of the test and what to expect from the assessment and the questions. So the BACP is actually so helpful that they have a whole video dedicated to explaining the details and everything, which obviously I will link in the description box below, and you can have a look at that. So I really encourage you to watch that video. All the information you need to know about the assessment, they will email to you, and just make sure that you check your spam or junk mail just in case it goes in there and it doesn't go in your direct inbox. Just make sure you check. So at least 3 weeks before, you should have received login details and all of this information, and if you haven't, check your spam or junk mail regularly. So when you do the assessment, you'll have remote invigilators, because obviously everything is online, so they're not going to be like literally with you face to face, but they're going to be online with you, I think. So they say that you have to do the assessment on a laptop or a PC. It can't be on a phone or a tablet, because you need to make sure whatever device you're using has a webcam, speaker, microphone, and so on and so forth. So I'm assuming that maybe during the assessment you'll probably have to speak, say certain things, explain some things. I don't know, because I've never done it before, and luckily I won't ever have to. So just keep that in mind, that whatever device you're using, it has all those things, and that you're in a quiet space where you cannot be disturbed or distracted. You have to do this under exam conditions. And to be quite honest with you, I don't know how long the assessment is. They never actually specified that on the website, but I'm sure when you're doing the practice online that you'll see how long it is going to be. If you need them to make any adjustments for you, whatever, maybe you have a disability or you have extra needs, maybe you have dyslexia or something, then make sure to let them know so that they can make the arrangements for you in time to do your test, and make sure you let them know way ahead of time. Don't tell them like the day before, you know, like tell them ahead of time so they can make the necessary arrangements for you. They have a link on the website where you can specify the arrangements that you need, and you fill in the form and you tell them everything, so make sure you fill in that form as well. Once the test is done, you'll get your results within about 5 weeks is what they say on the website, and obviously it's pass or fail. I don't know if you get direct feedback. Hopefully you do, I don't know, but you probably get feedback so that you know how to do better next time should you choose to resit the test. If you pass, then you would put automatically on the BACP register and you can work as a counsellor. But if you fail, you have to obviously resit again, and you can resit up to 3 times. If you fail the 3rd time, then your BACP membership will be cancelled and you won't be allowed to practice. However, you can rejoin after 6 months, so you have to wait 6 months to rejoin, but you have to do the COP first before you can rejoin, and obviously you have to pass it. So I think you get unlimited chances in that sense, but you have to wait 6 months between every 3 attempts that you do, and I'm sure you won't need to do all of those attempts. I'm sure the 1st or 2nd time will be enough for you to pass. I know I said that the assessment is free, but let's just quickly talk about costs. So there's a few things just to mention about that. Registration and attending and doing everything is definitely free. However, the only time you'll need to pay something is if you miss the registration deadline and want to reinstate your membership. If you failed the assessment 3 times and you want to rejoin the BACP, you'll have to pay for a new membership. However, the thing is, they don't say how much that is, so just be wary and be prepared. I don't think it's more than £100. It shouldn't be probably more than £50 either, but just keep that in mind. You'll be charged £30 if you cancel your assessment within 7 days of the assessment, and you'll also be charged £30 if you fail to confirm your slot within 72 hours of the assessment. So what I'm assuming is that 3 days before the assessment, they'll double check with you, ask you for confirmation that you're still attending, and if you fail to respond to that email, then you'll be charged £30. So once again, be sure to check your emails and your junk folder regularly, just in case they send you any updates. So that's everything. I wish you all the best. All the information and links that you need that I've mentioned are going to be in the description box below. And if you are an international counsellor and you'd like to come and work in the UK and you're not sure how that process goes, I made a video on that, so be sure to watch that next, and I'll see you in that video. Bye and good luck.